We are entering extremely dangerous times in this country. For the first time that I can remember, an unarmed man was killed by ICE agents. I can't remember the last time this has happened, if ever. It's no surprise that the lack of training and lack of overall discipline within ICE has resulted in yet another death at the hands of the federal government. The most sickening thing I have seen is the justification and lack of an investigation by the federal authorities. That combined with the absolute insanity of the Second Amendment crowd and the MAGA-tards who will blatantly defend this no matter what. He literally could have been executed on the spot, and there would have been some sort of justification, a way to spin a little truth, a little lie, something that's big enough to cover up a murder. Alex Pqtriots, who was murdered in Minnesota by multiple ICE agents while doing nothing, allegedly protesting. This man worked for the VA, the Veterans Association, so he worked in support of veterans that were injured. A true patriot, unlike many of those ICE agents. He was lawfully carrying a weapon. This is the idea that they want to get into your head, that he was a threat to these ICE agents. I'm going to break it down as simple and as succinctly as I can. And if you fail to understand, I don't know what else I can do to help you, unfortunately. The truth is, this man was seen approaching and recording ICE agents. That is not a crime. That is not a lie. He was carrying his lawfully concealed weapon when ICE officials approached a woman and shoved her to the ground, in which he responded to protect her from being assaulted by an ICE official who has a monopoly on violence. What this woman did is irrelevant. No one has talked about it because they're too stupid to try and figure out a justification for that yet. Regardless, we continue. He was then shoved to the ground and he resisted, as you would be if you were assaulted by a masked man with no justification whatsoever. He assaulted Alex because he supported and pushed back, as a normal human would do in defense of another being. I also think it's important to state that this guy has no criminal history. He has nothing. He's a good Samaritan at the very least. Nonetheless, we move on. He was then restrained by multiple ICE agents from then where they retrieved and found his concealed carry weapon. And then after it's removed from him, they shot him dead. Multiple agents killed him, the cause of which is unknown but irrelevant. The fact of the matter is he was murdered. He did not have a weapon on him. He was resisting arrest, but that is not a justification for murder. The prime justification that the party is using against people like Alex Pqtriots, true patriots, true Americans, is that he shouldn't have been there. That is their justification. You shouldn't have been walking around exercising your rights guaranteed under the Constitution of the United States, and if you do, you will be killed. That is their justification, and that is explicitly what they've said. No matter what sort of narrative that they are trying to sell you, you must understand that they want to kill you if you try and express your rights that goes against their authority. And in case you're confused at who I'm talking about, I'm talking about ICE in particular and the federal government. Now, I'm talking about the administration at large. Trump is rapidly trying to consolidate power as quickly as he can, at least in the executive branch, where he knows he has free reign. Since then, the Minnesota National Guard has been deployed to Minneapolis, surrounding federal buildings, preparing to defend them against the ensuing protests and riots of the killing of an innocent man, with the agents facing no repercussions for murdering someone on the street and executing them. Seemingly, there will be no investigation, as they would be found to be murderers if there would to be one, or it would just be a lie, a sham trial. The unfortunate outlook is it will only get worse. As I've stated before, someone is going to do something even more stupid. Trump doesn't know how to de-escalate. That is not in the training regiment in the 47 days that ICE has been given, is to de-escalate. They only know how to escalate. Trump's response to this will be to either federalize the troops through the Insurrection Act or crack down on Minnesota's actual government. What happens next is yet to be seen. I cannot imagine it will get much better from here.